Good afternoon. I'm Specialist Blaine, and today I'll be giving you all a block of instruction on converting azimuth. The task number for this block of instructions is 071-Charlie Oscar Mike-1016. The conditions for today are: you are a member of a squad preparing to conduct tactical movement, and you have been given direct instructions to convert azimuths in preparation for the movement. You have been given a 1 in 50,000 military map with a declination diagram, pencil, paper, and a magnetic azimuth, and a grid azimuth. Some iterations of this task should be performed in Mach 4. The standards for today are converting an azimuth to a back azimuth, a magnetic azimuth to a grid azimuth, and a grid azimuth to a magnetic azimuth without error. Special conditions for today will be none. The special standards will also be none. Safety risk for today is low. And as far as Mach 4, we will not be doing any of these tasks in Mach 4. The risk assessment for today is very low. Just be mindful of the unlevel ground. And I know we're in a shaded area, but due to the heat, make sure you stay hydrated. And if you see any wildlife, do not bother the wildlife because it will not bother you. So for these tasks, when converting an azimuth into a back azimuth, extreme care should be exercised when adding or subtracting to 180 degrees. A simple mathematical mistake could have been disastrous consequences. So I'm going to go through and show you all how to properly do these 3 steps without error, and then I'll allot you all time to practice. So in order to get an azimuth, you must first have a start and an end point. And once you get that start and end point, you'll take your protractor and draw a straight line from your start to your end point. Then you'll take your protractor and center it on your start point and take the line up until it reaches your end point, which will give you your azimuth. And my azimuth is 50. So now that I've been given my azimuth, I use the correct formula to get my back azimuth. And because my azimuth is less than 180 degrees, I will add 180 to 50. Which will give me a back azimuth of 230. Now if you use the correct formula for this and do it the exact way I taught you, you will be able to find your azimuth and plot your back azimuth and get that correctly. And you should come up with 230 if you have the same start point and the end point that I have. Ow. Moving into converting a magnetic azimuth to a grid azimuth. So, as you know, you will refer to the declination diagram when you're converting magnetic to grid and grid to magnetic. Now, the easterly angles are always located on the right side of the declination diagram, and the westerly are always going to be located on the left side. So, you are giving a magnetic angle of 190. So you must convert that into a grid azimuth. So what you would do was locate the GM angle, which will be located here in the declination diagram, which will show you how much you had to add or how much you had to subtract. So the GM angle that I got was 9.5. So the proper equation for that would be 190 plus 9.5, which equals 199.5, which is the easterly GM angle. And if I was to subtract that to get the westerly GM angle, it would be 190 minus 9.5, which equals 180.5. Now, if you do this correctly, you will get the same thing that I was getting. Now, the final step would be converting a grid azimuth to a magnetic azimuth. In this step, you will apply the mathematical formula and convert a magnetic azimuth to a grid azimuth. So in step 1, you will subtract the easterly GM angle from the grid azimuth to obtain a magnetic azimuth, and then you'll add a westerly angle to a grid azimuth to obtain a magnetic azimuth. Example, given a grid azimuth of 199.5 degrees, use the diagram above to subtract 9.5 degrees from 199.5 degrees, which in turn should give you 190 degrees. Now that I have fully shown you and demonstrated on how to convert these azimuths, I will allow you all time to practice. If you need any help with the grid or magnetic, you can always refer back to the declination diagram. Do you all need more time to practice, or you all think you all are capable of moving on to the testing stage? All right, I will allot you all 5 more minutes to practice. That 5 minutes has elapsed. We will now go into the testing stage. I will allot you all 10 minutes to complete this task without error. Time starts now. The time has elapsed for the testing period. I will now allot myself 10 minutes to evaluate you all and tell you what you did right, what you did wrong, and if you need to be retrained. have fully inspected all of your asthma. All of your asthmas are correct. You have properly shown that you are capable of using the mathematical formula to convert an asthma to a back asthma, a magnetic to a grid, and a grid to a magnetic. There will be no need for a retrain because you are all fully capable of performing these tasks without error. As you can see, everybody's a go, everybody has passed. At this time, I will collect all material. At this time, I will collect all materials, pens, papers, protractors, and maps. All material has been collected. At this time, we're going to conduct a quick AAR. So all I want to know is, what did you take out of this lesson? What can be used in the near future with this lesson? How would this be beneficial to you and your unit if you were put in the task and given the task to convert these asthmas to figure out your next move and your next location that you're going to go to? Going back over the reviewing the risk assessment again. Due to the heat, even though we're in the shaded area, make sure you all remain hydrated, and make sure you all watch your footing because the ground was unleveled. And I'm reiterating again on the wildlife. Do not bother the wildlife will not bother you.